Hello everyone! I'd like to show you a tutorial to how to make skins on Blender for the game Primal Carnage extension. So on this tutorial we open up Blender, we have the scene, we're going to select other objects in here, press X to delete them. Here you go. Some knowledge to Primal use. The middle mouse is to change the angle of your camera. With Shift it's to drag the view of your camera. And with Control is to zoom in or out. To zoom. And same for here. It's actually quite handy if you have a tablet. You don't have to go on your keyboard, just simply go in there. Okay, next we can import our model. FX up. So next you can choose for a model of any dino, human or weapon you want to skin. I'm going to choose a Tuto. So there are those little arrow things. We're going to remove them. Go for the root and click on the hide. They are hidden. I want to add a little reference in image for me to make my skin. So go. We have a pretty one here. And we're going to move it . Make it a bit far because it will obstruct your view otherwise. Okay, seems like it's a good place. Next, you select your model, go on UV editing. On some dino, it's 2 UV separated, it's not one for all the model. Here you see the crest don't go with the body because they are separated. So what you have to do is to deselect one. Deselected the crest. Go back on the body to make the UV and setting for the body. Because now we're going. Sorry. On the bottom left, we're going to split the window, horizontal split. Go on shader editor. Here you see panels. Those panels are going to be of use to make the image skin with the overlay texture. So to make those image, we are going first to create a new panel for image, texture. Go on texture and you find image texture. We're going to create a new image. So on the size, for the game you have to choose 512 pixels. But for making the skin, I prefer first to choose the size of 1024 pixels. Like that, I don't see only pixel on my skin. It's more obvious. We're going to call it Black Swan. Black Swan Tuto. choose a color here with the base image. Have something a little dark already. Yeah. You created it. No, it's on the body. But not yet. It's not linked on the model. You have to link it to the main panel as base color. But first, we're going to put the overlay texture as well. So an image texture, we're going to open. No, that's not the right one. You see that for the crest. Yeah, that's a good overlay texture. Now we're going to add a color panel, mix adobe. As you can make it mix or overlay. Both works, but I would prefer overlay. And you put the overlay texture first, and then for the skin and second. You click it to base color. And now if I go on texture paint,
Okay.
you see for the skin, but you don't see the overlay texture. Because you have to go on the third sphere, viewport shading. And here you have the overlay texture as well. If I paint on it, it's going to stay. Which is quite handy if you want to see where you paint. Yeah. And of course you can paint on here as well. As a shortcut button to take a sample of your color, you can press S. Okay, and here you can change the size of your brush. Okay, but we don't have the crest yet. We go back on UV editing, and now we're going to go in here and select it. As you can see, it's blank. There's no image panel in here yet. So what you have to do is to add one. You can copy and paste, by the way. So make new. For that one, I'm going to let it as that. So we're going to name it Black Swan Crest Tupa. And now we're going to open the overlay texture for the crest. For some reason it's not working. Here we have now the overlay texture for the crest. We add the panel for the color and mix RGB right again. Remember the overlay texture first, and then the color skin second. Put it on overlay, base color, and the texture paint, here it is. And there's something cool with Blender. On Substance, for example, you have to switch off your UV model if they are separated to draw else the crest or else the body. But on Blender, you can draw both in the same time, which is pretty cool. For example, Blender is a great tool for skin. It's much better to draw on a 3D model than on a 2D software. But I recommend to use 2D software and say you're done with your skin on Blender. Because there are quite a few tools on Blender that are quite useful. We'll sure see them. So we have the brush, I explained it. We have the soften, which make it like a broad Gaussian thing. And the finger to spread the color, so it's not really a blur. I don't use that one to clone things. And the bucket, as well as the mask. I believe that is to make the selection thing, where you can draw elsewhere only on the mask as a selection tool. I believe that's the thing. I don't use it. I prefer to use the bucket and draw on the brush after. So for people who use tablets, there is a little pen here and here. Those things are for you to make lines that follow the pressure of your pen on fronts and on the sides. If you don't like your brush or something, you can have add-ons on Blender. Change a few settings for your brush. or make it more soft or hard. So now let's get on with the skin. And a step to save your skin. One thing that is really important is that I've nearly forgot to mention is that it's not enough to just save the scene with your model and texture. Well, yes, of course you have to save it, but you have to also save your image texture in a separate file. So you go on image for each texture and you save. You can save as well to keep on your progress if you have to go back because of some mistakes that you can't undo. So now we are on SDK. Here's a Tupa skin, black swan. It's just a little skin, just for you to know how to use Blender and how to make skins in general. But yeah, let's put it to test. I'm not going to explain on this video how to put your skin on this guy or and how to make them on display either. Bit thanks to me to later check the video and say, well, I did a good job or not. Big thanks to her. By the way, you're going to have on description the video she made, because I know there are people that still use the older version of Blender, perhaps. I believe it's 2.7, which is quite different from 2.9. Please tell me if I'm saying it wrong. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. I had quite a lot of fun to make this tutorial, and I hope you will enjoy as well as I did to make it. Have fun, and take your brush, your pen, start your concept, and make beautiful skins with it. See ya!